Hello, my name's Robert Dean Steele, and we are praying through the Psalms, and this is Psalm 44. This is known as a Mezcal. Now, as I talked about in my last video, a Mezcal is a psalm that is both enlightening and also bringing to you wisdom. So it's given by the sons of Korah, and it says, "We have heard it with our ears, O God, and our ancestors have told us long ago of what you did in the days long ago." So he says, we are remembering our history and our legacy. With your hand you drove out the nations and planted our ancestors. You crushed the peoples and made our ancestors flourish. They were probably thinking about Joshua. It was not by their sword that they won the land, nor by their arm did they bring victory. It was your right arm, your hand, and the light of your face that you loved them. In many of the battles, of course, they won because of the Lord. You are my God and my King, who decrees victories for Jacob. It is because of God that they had victories. Though we push back our enemies, though your name be trampled, we trample our foes. I will put my trust not in my bow or my sword. It doesn't bring me victory. So David is looking at this and he's basically saying, it's not because of my skill or my armies that I have won the victory. He says, but you give us victory over our enemies. You put our adversaries to shame. And that's a really good thing for us to know, because when we're warring against the enemy, we should know that we already have the victory. In God, we make our boast all day long, and we will praise your name forever. That is basically making a boast to the Lord. If you're going to boast, boast about the Lord. But now you've rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. You've made us retreat before our enemies, and our adversaries have plundered us. You gave us over to be devoured like sheep and have scattered us among the nations. You sold your people for a pittance to gain nothing for their sale. So why did this happen? He says, you made a reproach to our neighbors. They scorn and they have derision against us. You made us a byword among the nations. The people shake their heads. I live in disgrace all day long. My face is covered with shame at the taunts of those who reproach and revile me, because of the enemy who's bent on revenge. So they went from prosperity and posterity to basically defeat, and also to be in a disgraceful manner. All this came to us, though we have not forgotten you. We have not been false to your covenant. Our hearts have not turned back. Our feet have not strayed from your path. But you crushed us and made us a haunt for jackals. You covered us with deep darkness. And so he's saying, Lord, we haven't forgotten. So what's going on here? If we had forgotten the name of the Lord or spread our hands to a foreign God, I would not God discover us, since he knows the secrets of our heart. Yet for your sake we face death all day long, and were considered as sheep to be slaughtered. So he's asking the question, Lord, why is this happening? Then he says this, awake, O Lord, why do you sleep? Rouse yourself, do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face from us and forget our misery and oppression? This is a deep, dark time. He's questioning, why has God forsaken him? We are brought down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up and help us, Lord. Rescue us because of your unfailing love. He goes through all these different things that are happening. At the beginning, they were prosperous, successful. He says, we've remembered all of those things, but we've looked at our hearts and have discovered that, Lord, we've tried to stay close to you, but we're in this position. But in the ultimate thing, he says, Lord, would you come and rise and rescue us because of one major factor, your unfailing love. That's what God will give us in all those times. Now, I want to tell you, all things that we face are not good, but all things work together for good when we put our faith and trust in the unfailing love of God. A little thought for you today. Reading through the Psalms, Psalm 44. My name is Robert Dean Steele.